This is Adam from Metalwani, and I'm here out in the beautiful garden. I say beautiful garden, it's just some grass. There's not much else here, really. It's Scott Phillips from Alter Bridge. Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, mate.
Good.
I'm really, really good. I mean, you guys, welcome. Well, firstly, welcome to Download.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
It's a superb festival, and you guys played here before. What brings you back every time?
You know, this is sort of the pinnacle of the festivals over in Europe. There are some amazing ones that we get a chance to play through all the countries, honestly. You know, Germany's got some really special ones, Sweden, Austria. We're doing some new ones that we've never done before in Spain and Italy, which should be really, really cool. But, you know, the one festival that we always try to make in the UK during our touring cycle is always Download. It's always the one to be at. We've been very fortunate over the years to work our way up from being the band that played at noon to 2 in the afternoon to 4 in the afternoon to now we're, you know, direct support for one of the most legendary bands on the planet. So it's been a great journey for us, and every time we come here we look forward to getting a chance to reconnect with our fans here in the UK.
Do you have to pinch yourself when you think we're on the bill with Aerosmith today?
Yeah, a little bit. And we certainly did the first time, and now it's, you know, we've actually done several of these together. So each time it gets a little bit easier. You get a little less nervous that, you know, Steven Tyler, Joe Perry, or, you know, one of those guys might be watching the show. But yeah, it's still you know, I think any band through their career, if they're, you know, we're told, you know, hey, 5 years from now you're going to be opening up for Aerosmith, it'd be a pretty surreal experience.
You would brick yourself.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Speaking of touring, let's get down to business here. Mm-hmm. You played Paris Download last night to a super excited crowd.
We did. It was amazing.
And tonight you grace our stage. Are you going to do sort of a greatest hits selection today? Is it going to be one of those mixtures, or are you going to do stuff from The Last Hero?
We're going to do a blend of both. I think, you know, today we have an hour and 10-minute set, which, you know, for a band that's put out 5 records, and we're not smart enough to write short songs. Every song's like 5 or 6 minutes long, so it really limits your ability to what you can add. So I think it's important that we always try to do a blend of all 5 albums and make sure that you know, each performance like this is sort of hey, here's the history of Alter Bridge, and you get to see the evolution through the years.
A lot of people that I speak to always say, well, when they're playing this festival, they always try and make a set for the crowd rather than, you know, what the band want to play themselves.
Yeah, no, and that's a good point. I think you know you don't want to get up there and do a bunch of ballads. No. For sure. Everybody wants to expend some energy, and, you know, there could be circle pits or crowd surfing or just people in general wanting to have a good time, and we tend to shy away from that. We always tend to play Blackbird, which is not exactly a happy song, but one that's got really great energy and the crowd always seems to appreciate. We always feel like that song's a true representation of what this band's about. So we'll throw that one in there, but the rest of it should be pretty good up-tempo, nice grooves that people can get into.
In the sunshine.
In the sunshine.
Did you ever think that you would be able to say Donington, Alter Bridge, sunshine?
I've never been able to say that yet. So
no,
the
you
fact
might
that
do still today.
I get the chance to say that today is amazing in itself.
And of course, it doesn't end. You're on tour at the moment. It doesn't end in July for Alter Bridge. Amongst your touring dates in September, we also see the release of what I call, personally, something extra for the fans, which is live at the O2 Arena in Rarities.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we had the opportunity to do a headline show at the O2 last November, I believe that it was, November, December. And, you know, thought we haven't done a live CD in years and years, and what a great venue and a great moment for us to capture. So we did. We recorded the show and actually recorded a few other shows along the way. to get some of those songs that we wanted to perform live but didn't get a chance to play that night at the O2. And then a Rarities CD that's really from the band's history of the first album songs that didn't get a chance to get released on One Day Remains, through Blackbird, AB3, Fortress, and now The Last Hero. Just songs that we were fans of, but just didn't quite fit the mold at the time. But thought what a cool thing for us to have on a CD, and the fans to have as well.
It's always nice to do something a little bit. I mean, albums are always a pleasure for fans to own, but to have that little bit of something else, it's always a good thing to have.
Yeah, and that's growing up as a kid, and once CDs actually came out, which I guess I was still a kid at that point. A lot of my favorite CDs were Rarity CDs from bands, be it Living Colour, I was a huge fan of. Anthrax had the Attack of the Killer Bees. Some other bands as well that released stuff that was unique and different, and really became sort of some of my favorite songs from that band. And hopefully these songs could be the same for somebody else.
Well, I'm old enough to remember vinyl when it was in its.
I definitely remember vinyl, and it's making a comeback now. I'm glad I kept my turntable from 1983 or whatever it was when I got it. So,
what was your first record?
My first record was probably like Michael Jackson, Off the Wall, or something like that. Late 70s. My dad was really into vinyl and really into R&B, and he wasn't much of a rock guy. I sort of discovered that on my own a few years later, but. I think Off the Wall was my first vinyl that I ever got.
Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous was mine.
See, that's badass. It's definitely a cooler answer than mine. Although, no matter what genre you're in, Michael Jackson was still a badass too.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, on behalf of Metal One, it's been an absolute pleasure to spend some time in the sunshine with you this afternoon.
Absolutely.
I won't wish you luck out there today, because I know the crowd are just waiting for you guys to get out there and kick some ass.
It's gonna be a good day. I can tell already.
And we look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless.